Welcome to Signgineer. Today we're going to discuss and do a quick run over on how Signgineer works. What we have here is Signgineer with the retainer and Signgineer without the retainer. The retainer is a standard 2-inch angle. Okay, how this system works, we have a piece of metal that slips into the patented Signgineer groove that you can expand the sign to any width you want and then slip the other rail on. And then what you take is a piece of 1-inch tube or a 1x2 tube, whatever you'd like, put across there. You can weld it in place across here, here, and on the back side. And what it does is it creates a perimeter frame. Then we have a white sheet metal that goes in here, and that creates the entire perimeter of a sign cabinet. This area right here, when you put the 1-inch tube up here, if this is deburred on each side and you have holes drilled on this lip wherever you need the wires to pull, you can actually put this up there with this deburred and the bottom side of these holes deburred. That is UL compliant. One of the other nice features about this, it has a built-in hanger bar right here. What we have here is a bottom zip track, and that's glued to an acrylic face. This is demonstrating as an acrylic face, and it slides in there. So therefore, the larger you make the sign, you do not have to worry about having a sign face blow out. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to set this aside, and we're going to put a sign together. One of the beauties of this is it's expandable to any width. It's quick, easy to use. You have value in fabrication labor. You can save up to 50% or more, and we're going to demonstrate here on how in electrical labor you can save up to 50% or more. And the reasons I just pointed out, because you don't have to pull wires, you don't have to drill any special holes, you don't have to use extra fittings. Those all fall into place. What we're doing is we're going to take some sheet metal and tape and just tape this sign together just to show us how it works. And once again, we put the sheet metal in here, slide it back and forth, and align it up down here. And normally, instead of using tape, I just put a small tack weld, and that tack weld will hold the metal from moving around. And put the other side up, align it, push it together, tack weld in place, side to side. Take this here, put this one in. Once again, put it in the groove, slide it, square it, tack weld. The other side, square, tack weld. Set this up here, and this one right here. After we get done placing the sheet metal on the perimeter of the sign, and it's aligned, and one of the things I state in the literature is that there's no squaring involved. When the sheet metal's cut square, it all falls into place. And if you have a decent chop saw or a decent cutoff saw, and it's set properly, you cut your 45, it'll come out right. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to take some 1-inch tubes, we're going to place these in, and they're going to act as cross members. We're just, once again, this one here, the yellow tape here I've indicated, this would be for the ballast. We put 2 in this spot, and the beauty of having this like this, using the 1-inch tubes, is you can mount your ballast onto these tubes, and then it saves a bunch of time. When you make a ballast. These 1-inch tubes that we're placing in here, On an average, I'd say, depending on what part of the country you're in, 24 inches on center would be more than enough. Okay, now that we've got this is one more container. We're going to take the four sides and we're going to tape them together and make the outside perimeter. Once again, instead, in light of using the tape, one can use a welder and come in here and tack weld the sheet metal in these corners, or you can come down here on that kick lip that holds the face in and tack weld it there. So, just for demonstration purposes, we're going to take the sides together and show. Quick, simple, easy to use. Move this around. We'll place this one up here. Take it into place. Okay. Once we have the perimeter tack welded together, then what you can do is we have corner keys, corner angles. And what we do here is we're going to place these. These are cut the same length as the 1-inch tube, and they're placed in there just like so. And we'll have 4 of these that go around the sign in various spots. There you go. There. And one final one around this way. Up in here. I'm using tape just to place this all together. And normally I tack weld it all together. And at this point, then I'd square it up and go ahead and weld it. Now, we're going to place the sheet metal in here. I have the sheet metal here that we've put where the lamps would go. And that would fall in here and go into this little groove. This retreating furnace line. Goes up there. Boom. And then one for the opposite side. Go up here. Sticks in place. Oh, tape that. Okay. Now, we have here the one where the ballast is mounts normally. And what we do is line that up with this one. Put that in. And boom, you have the sign pretty much complete. I have a template here. It's a footprint that I make for the ballast. The ballast would normally mount right like this. Stick on in place. These would be drilled out. And you put a Hakko bushing in there. And then we take a doghouse or a teepee. That mounts over the top there. And it creates a transition from the ballast into the raceway that creates a UL environment. So there we have a quick demonstration on how Signgineer works.